Hey guys, welcome to our cozy garden. This is Randy, and today we are sowing our Lisianthus seeds, and it's going to be our first time trying them out for our cut flower garden next year. If you're new to our channel, we are gardening in Zone 3B, Alberta, Canada, and we are home gardeners, but we are starting not even a micro, but perhaps a nano flower farm next year here in our backyard. And because we have a very short growing season, we would have to start sowing our seeds, our Lisianthus seeds, this early. We are also sowing our Eucalyptus seeds as well as Dianthus seeds and trying them out for the first time next year as well. And at the same time, it's also our first time trying out soil blocking. Many gardeners use this, many cut flower farmers use this to start their seedlings, and we ordered ours from West Coast Seeds. So our growing medium would be 8 parts sphagnum moss, 1 part perlite, and then I'm experimenting with this, 1 part crushed eggshells. I do have crushed eggshells collected over a few weeks, so I just dry them out, air dry, and then crush them into really fine particles. And then I would be adding 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural antifungal, so hopefully that would give our seedlings, our Lisianthus seeds, the best chance to sprout and grow and to develop roots. And then of course water. Then let's have our perlite. Or perlite should be okay. So this one is 9 cups. So let's do, I don't know, 9, 4.5. That will be 2 cups of perlite. Dusty. And about 2 cups of crushed eggshells. So again, that's roughly 8 parts sphagnum moss, 1 part perlite, and then 1 part crushed eggshells. Then let's add the cinnamon. This is our first time, so I'm trying to learn from other more experienced farmers on how they do their soil blocking. What I got from other gardeners and farmers is for soil block, it should hold enough water that you can squeeze some, just like that, but then without anything pooling at the bottom. So just enough water for the amount of soil that can hold it. So If you try to squeeze it, you can still squeeze some water out. And that should be fine. Okay, let's try that. So, here you go. First time using soil blocks. Let's mount it like that. So we have even blocks. And then we go push down, do some wiggle, 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 wiggle. And I have my butter knife in here, slice it clean. Okay. See what you got. And there you go. Our very first soil block. Make sure that every compartment is full. Then go clean it off like that. And here's our second soil blocks, set of soil blocks. Okay, so that's cool. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And by the way, this is a 1.5 inch soil blocker. I think this is the newest size that they have. They used to have the 1/4 of an inch, which are really small, but many find success in using it. And they also have the 2 inch. So this one is somewhere in the middle. Okay, I'm going to be doing this again and again, so I'll just forward the video so you don't have to watch the whole process. By the way, this will be our grow setup. This is supposed to be our dining area. We will be adding a shelf in there, and I will need to buy more grow lights. At least it's someplace very accessible to us. It's not ideal because it's hard to control the humidity, but at least it's very accessible, and yeah, it's something that you can keep an eye every day. Make sure that everything's doing great. That's it for now, and I will make more tomorrow. Okay, I'm back, and this is the morning after I did our first set of soil blocks. And because I ran out of eggshells, I will be separating this one to see if there's any difference with how the soil blocks will be as the seedlings grow on it. So I'll be moving some of it, see if I can, it's probably not the best way to do it. Okay, so this is roughly This is 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. So I roughly have 2, 4, 6, 60 soil blocks done. I will need to fill 2 1x2 trays, which I have right here. That means I will need more than the amount that I made last night. Okay, so here I have, this is 1. So I already make sure I'm in a shot. This is 1. What is this? 1 9 cups. So let's add more. And I will be doing 3 of these. So that should be 9, 18, 27 cups. For this one, we will be following a 4:1 ratio. Yeah, that should be about right. 4:1 ratio. So 4 parts sphagnum peat moss to 1 part perlite. This one was 4 parts sphagnum peat moss, 1/2 part perlite, and then 1/2 part crushed eggshells. So that's the difference. But really, I'm treating the eggshells not as a fertilizer, but as a soil conditioner. Okay? And so because we have roughly 3 pitchers of the sphagnum peat moss, to do a 4:1 ratio, I will need to do, let me calculate. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I would have to have 3/4 of this cup of perlite to keep that 4:1 ratio. It's dusty. By the way, if you do this quite often, always wear your mask. Okay, that's roughly 3/4 of the pitcher versus 3 pitchers of the peat moss. Then since we're here, I will be adding, well, I'm almost out of cinnamon, so last night I did 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Perhaps I can do 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. More or less. That should be good. Our second mixture, 4 parts sphagnum peat moss to 1 part perlite, and then 3 tablespoons of cinnamon as our natural antifungal, antibacterial. Okay, so now we're making our additional soil blocks. So if you're using the 1.5 soil blocker, you'd be able to fit in 78 soil blocks within a 1 by 2 feet grow tray. So up next would be adding our Lisianthus, Eucalyptus, and Dianthus seeds. So now that we're done with our soil blocks, covered with my humidity domes, we're now ready to plant our seeds, our very tiny seeds. And it's been crazy busy this December weekend, parties and trips here and there, but I'm finally completing this task. Okay, I'm looking for my, found it. So I'm supposed to use a toothpick for picking our very tiny Lisianthus seeds, but I can't find one. So instead, I'm using a black chopstick. So the seeds come in this really tiny pelleted seeds. So now I'm putting it on top of our soil blocks. The first one I'm growing is Arena 3 Gold F1 Pelleted Hybrid Lisianthus. I have in here 5 varieties of Lisianthus we're trying for next year, and each has 50 pelleted seeds inside these vials. Because the seeds are so small, I'm putting them right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. And then with my black chopstick, I'll dip it in plain water and then try to get one seed to stick. Just like that. And this one is colored white. Good thing my chopstick is black. And I am planting 2 per soil blocks. So if I have 50 soil blocks, 50 seeds per Lisianthus type, that's 1. And then I have 6 in a row. I'm planting 6, 12, 18. 18 times 2, that would be 36. So 36 pelleted seeds per variety. So one reason I'm planting 2 per soil block is my soil block is relatively big for one seedling. And also I'd like to save some space and grow, especially space under the grow lights. Since Lisianthus is not too particular with transplanting, then it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so that should be 18 times 2, 36 seeds in there. Now before I forget, I have to put the label and then make sure I save the rest of the seeds, because these guys they're actually pretty expensive for the number of seeds that you get. The next variety is, let me see, Voyage 2 First Love F1 Pelleted. this one, the pellets come in yellow, so it's easier to see because my sow blocks have white specks in it because I have ground eggshell and I have perlite in there. So when I open it, I noticed that the pelleted seeds are sticking to the sides of the container. And since this is plastic, I assume that was just static. It's causing it to stick to the sides. So now I'm rubbing my black chopstick and see if, there you go. Et voila. Looks like it works better than getting your chopstick damp. Actually works pretty well. Let me show it to you. See if we can. So that one, we got 2 seeds. So hard to see because they're so tiny. Now we got 1. Okay, our third variety is Voyage to Lavender F1. Our fourth variety, which I think is very popular among Lisianthus growers, or at least for the ones that I follow, is Rosanne Black Pearl F1 pelleted. It's I think it's a dark maroon Lisianthus, and it looks gorgeous in the photos. Okay, that's our first tray. We have Arena Gold, Voyage to First Love, Voyage to Lavender, and Rosanne Black Pearl. Before I cover it up, I have to mist it with water. So I'm just using this cheap plastic spray bottle from the dollar store, and I learned that one of your goals with misting is to dissolve the coating around the pelleted seed, because the Lisianthus seeds need light to germinate. That's why we're not covering them. Next one is Voyage to Light Apricot. And then I will have baby blue bouquet eucalyptus, which I'm planting in here as well, but these ones are not pelleted, so they might be tricky to plant, but I'll show that to you as well. the, I don't know how to read it, Chabaud, La France, Dianthus. So this one is another experiment I'm doing. And we're done with our Lisianthus, Dianthus, and Eucalyptus winter sowing for our spring 2023 cut flowers. I'm supposed to place them in heat mats, but the one I ordered last week was of the wrong size, wrong dimension. That one was 20 inch by 20 inch, which is a square, and that doesn't work with our grow light setup. So I just returned that and ordered the correct one, but those aren't coming until next week. So until then, while waiting, I just place them under grow lights and keep all the soil blocks and the seeds moist, and hopefully they will, especially the pelleted seeds, would start breaking down and perhaps germinate. Thanks so much for your time. If you have any suggestions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. If you like our content, feel free to subscribe to our channel, and we would really appreciate it if you click that like button, thumbs up, and in 2 to 3 weeks time, we'll give you an update on where we are with our Lisianthus, Dianthus, and Eucalyptus seedlings grown in soil blocks here in Alberta, Canada, Zone 3. Thanks so much for your time. Once again, this is Randy, and hope you have a good day.